Super excited to share with you my process for making this mixed media girl today. This is classic Karen Campbell mixed media whimsical face. And if this is your first visit to my channel, I just want to welcome you here. My name is Karen Campbell and I teach drawing and mixed media tutorials here on YouTube. I'm working in my large Strathmore watercolor journal. It's a hardcover book and it's 11 by 14 using Magenta, Mauve, Cerulean blue, and Fern colors today, all from Lukas Cryl Studios, which is a really nice, really good bang for your buck, high quality acrylic paint that I get from Jerry's Artorama. And I also will be using some flesh color when I get to the face as well. You'll see in a little bit. So the first thing I do is just take my two pieces of paper and I glue them down to my journal paper with matte medium. I highly suggest, if you are not doing this on a canvas, to make sure you're doing it on watercolor paper, because watercolor paper is like really hardy and you can pretty much do whatever you want to it, assuming it's like a 140 pound paper. And then I'm using some Holtz tissue paper, which is kind of a dream when it comes to collaging. I kind of wish I had done the whole thing, but I always like to start with scrapbooking paper because I like for it to inform my color choices. It's like the easiest way to come up with a color scheme is just grab colors that match whatever your scrapbooking paper is, and then you know you'll have a successful color palette. It's really as simple as that. And then I have this like ridiculous child's tool that is left over from long ago from my days of teaching kids, and I'm just like swirling it around. How fun is that? So fun. Also got that at Jerry's Artorama many years ago. I'm taking this like really super cheap paintbrush and I'm just swiping gesso all over the middle of it because that's where I know my face is gonna go. So I want to make sure I have like a big space to work. I like to work big. That's why my journals are super big. This is another one of my favorite drawing supplies, which is a Blackwing pencil. I'm kind of known for doing Stabilo at this point, but I wanted her to be like have a little bit of a softer look, so I'm actually just using a graphite pencil, and you can use any graphite pencil you have going on. And before I forget, the real-time version of this is going to be up at awesomeartschool.com in my Mixed Media Society, which will be, this lesson will be posted for the month of October 2019. If you're looking for it, if you're a society member and you're looking for that, that's where you can find the real-time version of this. Anyways, back to the project. That's the flesh color. Again, that's Lukas Cryl Studio paint. It's kind of the perfect light skin flesh color. And then I'm going straight to the hair. I'm like a bit of an impatient person, so this whole project only took me an hour, and I like to kind of get things down quickly just because I'm impatient. I have 3 kids, I gotta go to carpool, there's a hurricane as I'm filming this, and they have early release, so I like to get the job done quickly and as best as possible. So these paints are definitely my go-to. They're just gorgeous colors and they match my paper amazingly well. And again, as long as I repeat the same colors over and over, I know that I have a successful color scheme. So I can kind of just continue working and feel good about where I'm going and everything's gonna match. So that's the Fern color in the eyes mixed with a tiny bit of the Cerulean blue. That was from the hair. And then I want to talk to you about these products too. These are these art crayons from Marabu. They're not as well known as like Gelatos or Holtz or the Ranger Distress crayons, but I must confess, I have to tell you, I like them better than both of those products. They're super creamy. They have like a really, they're very similar products. So I use them on top of dry acrylics and I blend them with my finger. I don't usually use them wet ever, but they blend like a dream and they're light fast. Hello, which the distress crayons are not light fast. That's bad for your products. That means they'll fade over time. So these are an exceptional product and I got them out today. I've had these forever and I'm using them and playing with them today. Could not be any happier, and they come in a really fun range of colors. You can see I'm using different ones today. So I highly recommend. And then that's always part of my process. So after I do the painting part, I just do a base coat in the paints and then I'm gonna go over it and blend in some more colors using those water-soluble crayons. mixed media projects would not be complete without the use of Stampin' Stencils. I am old school like that, and I feel like I cannot get through my mixed media projects unless I have both of those things accounted for. So first I had my stencils going on, and now I have my stamps. And I got a little carried away, but I ended up putting some even over her face, kind of just everywhere. Yeah. And this is my signature move. I do this in all my mixed media pieces, which as I slather Mod Podge over everything. It seals in all my layers super duper really well. All the water soluble crayons underneath it get like worked into the paint a little bit better and mooshed around, so they look really well blending. And then once the Mod Podge layer is dried and I use a mat, even though it's still shiny enough that I can make this effect with my Pitt pens, then I scribble all over them with my Pitt pens. I have Pitt pens, again, from Jerry's Artorama, because it's only 20 minutes from my house, so I spend a lot of time there. And I find it far superior than going to like Michael's or AC Moore, because it's an actual art supply store and not just a craft store. So they have everything my little heart desires and then some. Also, that's where I buy my Marabu water soluble crayons there as well. So it kind of has everything that I need. So I have these Pitt pens that are made by Faber-Castell, and they are a dream. They are completely light fast. They are like a high quality fine art product, and they kick complete ass. And I use them over the Mod Podge layer every single time. You can paint with them. You can blend as long as you use your finger and you blend them quickly after you put them on. They stay wet for like 30 seconds. You can really move them around and almost paint with them. So they're a great final layer. And then you can also, if you don't want to blend them around, you can just leave them right where they are and they will dry and then they'll become permanent. So they're kind of a dream. So because I have them in like every color, I have them to match all of my paints pretty much. So the blue I'm using here, I'm using too, is the phthalo blue, and then I use a lighter blue, which is the light cobalt turquoise. They actually have a little skin tone palette, and I'll put a link to this and all the supplies I'm using today in the description box of this video. But they have this light flesh color that I'm using, and then a cinnamon, which are like, if I'm doing like a Caucasian skin person, those are my go-to for shading, because the skin tones match up perfectly to my paints. They add a lot of drama without going overboard. And what's cool is that, you know, again, if you hit it in that window before they set to be permanent, you can just wipe them away with like a baby wipe or blend them in. So look at our cheeks. That's all just done using the magenta colored Pitt pen, Magenta Bright, and then just blending them in with my finger. It's like kind of magical painting dream. So all you need is a finger and a pen and you're kind of good to go. This is my favorite part, which is why I stopped putting it into time lapse and put it into real time, so you can see the white Pitt pen, is just as good and juicy as like a Sharpie or a Posca paint pen. So it works awesome on top of your projects. So I just tap a little here for highlights. You kind of imagine little sun, you know, dapples. And sorry, this is my favorite part. It like never will cease to like be exciting to go in with the white highlights. So first I do her face, and then I usually have to like zing it all throughout her hair, because it's like it ties all of the little white parts together. Oh, it's just so satisfying. Again, if you want the real-time tutorial version with this, come join me over at awesomeartschool.com. But yeah, the white is like, it just ties it all together. Look at her. She looks like a Disney princess, for goodness sake. Love it, love it, love it. I don't usually do those big dramatic cat eye makeups on my mixed media girls, and I'm thinking like, what have I been waiting for? Those look awesome, if I do say so myself. So like just doodling around with that paint pen at the end, you can do a lot of features that way, because again, you can blend like I'm doing now, or you can not blend. Anyway, you slice it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna put a link to a playlist of my top 10 favorite whimsical mixed media girls, and I hope you enjoy watching that. Questions about my process, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And for more ideas on mixed media, check out my book, Mixed Media Magic, available on worldwide Amazons.